Good evening, everybody, and happy Tuesday. Episode 8 of Tuesday Tidbits. And I'm sorry I'm running a little bit late. It's been a hectic weekend. Saturday, we wound up moving one of my sons to Daytona for school and everything else. And today I wound up taking his bed up to him. He ordered it in the mail, brought it here. So we've been running a little behind. But we're here, and we're here to talk to you about my books and things that are going on, events, and everything else. So stay tuned and ask your questions. We'll get to them as we go along. Now, as I said, it's been a busy weekend. It's also been a sad weekend in our household because Friday we actually lost one of our fur babies. Skimbleshanks was a kitten when we first had him, and he was crazy. He always climbed on my shoulders and sat while I was typing at the desk, and he would crawl underneath one of the cubby holes on my desk and reach out and grab my arms as I was playing with the mouse and everything else. And well, he passed away on Friday afternoon. And it was a sad day in our house, and so it was a tender moment. Bagheera, our other cat, our other fur baby, is just now going around wondering where the other guy is, and looking at me a little nervous too, as a matter of fact. So, what else is going on? Irma. This Friday, if you've been paying attention, coming up on the 8th, we're supposed to be in Destin, Florida. Now, that also means the 9th is a book signing at the Hilton Sandestin. We're still planning on being there as of right now. We're going to keep an eye on Hurricane Irma over the next couple of days and to see who all is going with us at the time. We may even be taking our little cat to go with us too. We're going to have to smuggle him in. But it's going to be great. There are going to be over 50 authors there. We're going to have a get-together Friday night. Come hang out with us that evening as we do a pub crawl around town. Authors and readers getting together and having some cocktails. You can't beat it. The stories that are going to come out of it will probably be even better than some of the stories that we put in front of you on our books. Now, we've been talking a lot about things that are happening. I shared this with my rascals earlier this week. Taming Carla has gone out for the first round of edits. It'll be coming back to me to go through those within a week or so, and then I'll send it out for final edits. It'll be released at the end of October. However, in my Rascals, Robbie's Rascals on Facebook, and if you're not a part, you really need to be a part of that. We shared the cover for Taming Carla. And this is it right here. Now this is a fantastic, let me get the light out of your eyes. It's a fantastic cover. It's the second in the series. We also have the third cover, which we'll be sharing soon as well. Always Amy is the final book in that series. This is the second. Sibling Rivalry is the first. Now, in Sibling Rivalry, we saw the two sisters battling out. They had a rule that they would never be with the same guy when they were in high school, and when they're 25, they come across this guy that is wanting them to break the rules. So the battle pursues between the two of them over which one's going to get the guy in the end. Now, I'm not going to give you the ending to that book, but let's just say Taming Carla and another guy in Taming Carla winds up, she's got a wild streak about her. She sees intimacy and sex and everything else in a different light than normal people, or other people, I should say, not normal. But she has a streak about her that just needs to be tamed. She comes across a guy who we met in the first book who's going to tame her. Now, the third book, Always Amy, is going to pursue her relationship with Clint a little bit further, and the battle between Bonnie, his ex-wife, coming back into the picture. Now, those will be coming out real soon, and just stay tuned for it. You're going to love it. Yes, Terry, I did get new glasses. We finally got them, a nice blue shade. I showed my rascal these when I first picked them out. It's been great. Melanie, Terry, thank you as well for the loss of the cat. It was sad. Candy, thank you for stepping in and watch. Sandra, you as well. I'm glad everybody loves the cover. Melanie and Tammy, Melanie and Terry, it's been a fantastic. We actually took several months trying to come up with this, and this one just fell in our laps, and we loved it. Now, speaking of books, Behind the Mask, which is out for pre-order right now. The final edits came in this morning. I'll be going through them so that I can finish putting it up for when it goes live, October 3rd. But the ARCs have gone out. The advanced reader copies have gone out for those who are going to review it for me right off the bat. If you want to be a part of that review team, reach out to me. We've got a form for you to fill out to agree to everything, and I'd be more than happy to get you hooked up. So reach out or join my rascals, because a lot of them are part of my review team as well. We'd love to have you. Now, let's get on to your questions. Susan, who's been paying attention over the last few months, as we talked about Sibling Rivalry and Taming Carla, asked if I had any siblings. The answer is I have one. I have my sister, Lori, who lives up in Alabama with her two children, teenager, poor girl, and a little girl who's had a rough beginning with some medical issues, but she's doing fantastic now. She's a little fireball, feisty little girl, and we love having her in our lives and everything else. So one sibling, and that's probably why Lori's probably the reason my parents quit. Had her and said no more. But now, Laura asked about my writing process. She sent me a lengthy note asking that she sees all the manuscripts that I deal with, the number of manuscripts that I deal with. She asked if I had a process. So I'm going to go over that real quick. We have, everything starts out in one of these little journals. As you can see, it's full of post-it notes, it's full of notes, character sketches, it's full of story outlines, chapter synopses, word counts, everything else is in it. Everything happens here. From here, I start working on my little tablet. I don't start on the laptop. I carry the little tablet with me everywhere I go, and I pound out the chapters in that. From there, I get it out and it goes into the revision process, which I use with red ink. Now the red ink sometimes is overwhelming how much it comes through. However, after I do this twice, I send it out to beta readers to see if there's any holes that I've missed, any character flaws that I haven't fixed in the process, just anything that's out of place. Then I take it and I revise everything again. Once that's done, I send it back out to 3 ladies who read it for edits, proofreading, typos, grammar, anything that I've messed up. They give it back to me, and I use different colored ink. I actually have a colored pen to represent each one of the people who are editing it, so I know who recommended what, who did what. Once they bring it in, I fix everything that they caught, and then I read through it out loud on my Kindle and highlight anything that I've caught as well. And then I send it out to the final editing to Weiss, proofreading and editing. She reads it for me. She sends it back with a lot more red ink, and I fix what she does. And then I read it through one more time out loud just to make sure it all flows well and it sounds good still, and I haven't messed up with the edits. And then we format it. I have Sarah who formats it in Kindle for me, or in paperback for me. I do all the ebook formatting, and then Terry does a lot of my book covers and graphics and the wraps and everything else. So that's everything. That's how the books come together, and that's how I manage so many different manuscripts at one time. Yes, Lori will probably have to have her say because of everything I've said. And Lori's watching from what I hear. Melanie always had the red ink from teachers. I hated the red ink as well, but I've learned a lot. And what's neat is every book that I put out, I wind up getting fewer and fewer red ink marks. Still get a ton, but I'm catching my normal mistakes, and I'm able to fix it. So that's everything that's going on. Sarah, thanks for joining us. And that's everything that's happening this week. Pay attention. If you're in Florida, keep an eye on Irma. Take it seriously. Don't go overboard with it, but pay attention to everything and keep your family safe and protected. Until then, if you're in the Destin area, Hilton Sandestin, I hope to see you. We'd love to shake hands, get a picture with you, say hello, have a cup of coffee or cocktail. Jameson. I'll take a Jameson anytime. Until then, until next Tuesday, have a great week and stay safe.